Morning, everyone. Firstly, I feel like a little bit of a lightweight here with all my colleagues on the dais. The gravitas that they bring to all of you all and your learning, I can't even think of matching. So maybe I'll try and maybe talk about my own story and a few practical words there. But very, very happy for having all of you all here in India and in Bangalore and being part of this graduation ceremony. I just want to leave a couple of thoughts here as I was sort of reminiscing and looking at everyone's face here, and also sort of reminiscing a little bit about what the future holds for many of us. Firstly, I think you already know this, but today, while there are about 200 of you all here physically, we're graduating 1,411 students, which is quite incredible. It's a phenomenal cohort. More importantly is, as Paul mentioned, we're going to launch the Alumni chapter, and we have now 18,000 alumni that all of you all can form a network of. And that is extremely powerful. And it's from around the world, but for you all to be able to connect. And now I think it's digitally. Normally people used to meet in groups of 50 and 100. But the ability and the accessibility of the cross-learning, and this has been over the last 7-8 years. So it's very current, it's very contemporary. And I would urge each of you all that set up and use that nucleus for what we really want to do. So that's just my first. Just 3 thoughts here for me. I know a lot of people, when they start and they look at this level of online learning, there's always a little bit of that hesitation and trepidation. But I think you all have been through it. You've seen the impact and the outcome, but you've also realized that the choice you made hopefully was the right one, because you wouldn't have been able to do it without it being online. And I think today more than ever, the acceptability of this and the multiplicity and the choice that you have there is extremely strong. Normally when there's a graduation ceremony and everyone flings up their hats, there's a sense of liberation. But I think there's also a little bit of heaviness in every room today, especially when everyone's a working professional, because you still have to go back to your job the next day. You don't have that liberty to be able to do that. So I can see that with everyone else, the thought would be, where am I? What's our crossroad? And I can tell you, for someone as a first generation entrepreneur, crossroads are opportunities, not levels of being confused. And I know for a lot of us today, we'll say, how is AI, which seems to be the sort of almost pertinent question for everyone to ask, where does AI go from here? And how is that going to change, augment, or give me the opportunities of what I want to do? My personal experience is that crossroads are going to be there always, but actually that force you to make choices. And the choices that you all will make from here onwards is going to be the most critical one. But what you have as a reservoir, and especially having done a course like this and having tanked up, is your self-conviction. So I would urge you that when you walk out of this room, don't walk away with the sense of what does the future hold for me, even though many of you all would have that sense of self-confidence. Every crossroad is actually an opportunity for some great choices, but the only one you would need to tank up is necessarily that what's my self-conviction. So if you walk out from here, yes, the future looks a little bit uncertain, but you're already at a much higher level than most other people and substantially advantaged to what you really want to do. But that's something that you need to believe in. You need to have that self-conviction that you are going to be able to look at, be nimble enough to take on the world as you go forward. Second, and I think it's apt, because a lot of people say, and we spend a lot of our life thinking the grass is greener on the other side. And relevantly speaking, in the English countryside, the grass is greener all the time and everywhere. I can understand where the saying comes in Britain, where the grass is greener on the other side, because it's always green and it's everywhere. But in real life, it's a big question. And for most of us, we always look at a situation that maybe the grass is greener on the other side. And I can sit here and say the grass is not greener on the other side. But what I'd like to leave you with, the second thought is, the best choice today for all of us is to make our own grass green. And I would like you to urge you to reflect that, because this is really what's going to take us forward. It really doesn't make a difference how somebody else is doing. Our job is to see how I'm going to make my grass green. And that would be my sort of just 2 large thoughts I would like to leave with you all. If you have the self-conviction, which I think all of you all have in this room and many of us who are joining us digitally, And if we believe that it doesn't make a difference whose grass is greener, but I'm going to make my own grass green, that's a very liberating thought. It's as good as the gesture of throwing up that cap when you actually graduate. So again, I want to congratulate each of you, wish you all the very best. LJMU is with you for the next decade and more. The alumni is a very powerful situation. upGrad is with you as a lifelong partner and friend to always come back to from time to time. So I think you've got a great ecosystem within yourselves and with us to really bank on. Specifically, again, the call out is always the support from your parents and your ecosystem, without which you wouldn't have done that. But congratulations to all of you and my best wishes. Thank you.